Well, it was a stormy night last night in Henderson and Jacksonville, along other areas of East Texas. And our Kenneth team went down to Henderson this morning to talk to some of the folks down there who went through the storm. And what he learned, much to their surprise and his surprise, is that there are no storm sirens in Henderson.
So tell me a little bit about what happened.
Well, he was standing by the window and we saw all the wind that was just horrendous and the torrential rain. And I told him, get away from the window. Well, then all of a sudden we just started hearing this loud, I mean really loud noise. And I told him, oh my gosh, we're getting a tornado here. And so then we got in the inner room that we were supposed to get into. And next thing we know, we started hearing cracking and crunching and that sort of stuff. And of course, we just stayed in there until it passed.
Okay, but you had no warning.
We had no warning. They said that it was going to New London and then it was going to progress around New London and in through that way and around to Marshall, in through there. But
not here.
Not
and
here.
So there's no sirens in the city of Henderson.
No, there is not.
So you had no sirens going off to tell you anything. And you didn't know what red alert was until I spoke to you a few moments ago?
That's correct.
So you are not subscribers to the red alert system, which automatically sends out a message of shelter in place or whatever the emergency may be. You do not have it.
No, we don't.
Okay. Thinking about looking into getting that?
Well, possibly.
But it would have been nice to have some sort of warning that this was coming.
I guess after we get over the devastation.
Right. So you're out of power for a few days, you said?
They said 5 to 7 days, and what's ironic about that, we're right on the square, which is the main part of Henderson, Texas, and the fire department is just 2 doors down from us.
Nobody has any power.
And no one has any power.
Okay, so you have no power. You didn't have a lot of damage. You had a lot of wind, tree damage here. You're cleaning that up, but now you've seen some of the damage in other parts of town that have...
Right, yes.
And so those people they may not have had any warning either if they didn't have this red alert.
My sister lives over on North Marshall, which is only a half a mile from me, and she is really devastated. The tree fell on her deck in the corner of her house and demolished her backyard, and I mean, it is just a mess. The neighbors next to her, the same thing. There was a big tree fell on the neighbor's truck and crushed the truck.
No warning.
No warning. No warning.
Nobody had any warning.
No.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Like it was going to be to the west of here.
New London.
Yeah.
That area.
And I knew there was a squall line or whatever you call it, and so I was making dinner and just doing the normal routine and seen debris going up in the air in the backyard, and I told my wife we need to go get in the closet, and that's when the trees in the backyard.
So no warning, basically. You didn't have any warning.
Because I thought it was over towards New London area.
That's what they were saying on TV. New London area. That's where it's going, and then next thing you know, you got stuff going on in your own backyard.
Right.
So you're in the house. You start hearing crashing.
Yes, sir.
Lights go out, I guess.
Lights were already out.
Lights are already out.
Crashing, yes,
then the crashing. Does it upset you that the city of Henderson doesn't have a tornado warning siren system? Or
well, with modern technology, you know, your sirens go off on your phones. Of course, if you don't have phone service, you might be in a fix. But it'd be nice to have a siren. I mean, as big a city as it is.
Okay. And but it wasn't really until you saw stuff going up in your backyard that you knew that it was. It was time for you to take.
Right. I thought it was the majority of the rotation was to the west of here.
Right. Okay.
They said that there was going to be some 50, 60 mile an hour winds, and saturated as the ground is, we knew this was a possibility.
Right. Yeah, we've had so much rain. All right, so these trees got your house and got your neighbor's house over here, and what a mess.
Widespread area.
Yeah,
widespread destruction.
Okay, but everybody's okay. Nobody injured.
Yes, sir.
Well, Jimmy, I appreciate you talking to me, sir.